Hi Ophiuchus, this is your reading for October. As always, my readings are guided and protected by truth, love, balance, and healing. This is going to be for you and a noun. So let's get started. First card here is going to be you, Ophiuchus. Where's Ophiuchus when they're watching this video? Where's Ophiuchus? One more shuffle. Oh, there we are. We got the Queen of Wands. You might have fire in your chart. It doesn't have to be, but I'm getting like a sense of some of you guys feeling like losing your passion and motivation in life. There's been a lot of what feels like bad luck with relationships or career or whatever. You might feel this way. It's not to say that this is actually happening. There might be some moments here and there that confirm your beliefs, but you feel like you lost your mojo, right? What is Ophiuchus noun? We got the Seven of Wands. Yeah. You might feel like you lost your mojo because life has been very stressful and no fun. The people around you seem to be feeding this as well. Like, there's a lot of tension in the air. Maybe within the last week, just this month alone, or the past 7 months. Doesn't have to be, but there's been a little bit of I'm getting like a lack of passion, a lack of purpose, a lack of feeling like you have all the motivation. It's like, it's not to say that you're lazy and you're not getting things done, or you're letting it stop you from doing anything. You're still out there doing the thing. You're still putting yourself out there. It's just not the same. And you know that. You know that there's something missing, and it's like all work, no play is what it feels like with whatever you're dealing with here. I'm getting very strong Leo vibes here. You might be dealing with a Leo. Doesn't have to be, but whatever is going on here, it seems like what really is lacking here is gentleness. Being gentle not only to those around you, but to yourself. Being gentle. I'm really getting that word loud and clear here. Being gentle, being fearless in a way that is not so aggressive. Being confident in a way that is not so aggressive. How do we do that? How do we show that we're fearless and confident without being aggressive? Well, that's by believing it yourself. Maybe you are lacking the belief that you really are hot shit. Because you are, because this wouldn't come out so much fire wouldn't come out if you weren't hot shit. No pun intended, right? I'm getting that you also need trust. You need to trust yourself in situations. You need to have patience in the harvest that's to come. It's like you know that there is manifestations on their way, and it's hard to keep your cool. It's hard to maintain the fun aspect of it all when it seems like it's all work and no play, even though the play is in the horizon and you know it's there. Who is to say, Ophiuchus, that you can't make it fun until the real fun comes? Who is to say that you can't do that? I am getting that you need to start practicing gratitude. Gratitude is released in the same part of the brain where anxiety is. So if you're feeling anxious, like like you're on the verge of feeling like anything can go wrong, or one wrong move and you feel like everything might fall apart or something, like anxiety, right? That can easily be removed and controlled and eased with feeling grateful. And it's not to say that you're not grateful, Ophiuchus. I know you are. But it's more like practicing it. Practicing the gratitude. There's been a lot that you've gone through, and that's really putting it lightly. You've gone through hell and back. It seems like you've lived multiple lifetimes up until now. The wisdom you carry is unmatched. And sometimes we might use that as a subconsciously or consciously, we might use that as an excuse to be like, you know what, I have been through a lot. This is why I deserve what I deserve. This is why I have to work this hard. This is why I have to be aggressive. This is why I have every right to be upset, to be short-tempered. The universe is saying, you are right, but words are spells. That's why they call it spelling. What are you telling yourself? Once again, practice gratitude, practice patience and trust. Be gentle with yourself. Okay? You do have a lot on your plate. You absolutely do. And perhaps maybe a little too much. Perhaps you have some of the things on your plate you don't really have to have on there. And it's not to say that you are giving up on the things that you shouldn't really, or you don't really need on your plate right now, but it's more like you'll get back to them later. There are other things that require your time and energy so that you can make room to breathe, you can make room to have fun and enjoy the experience along the way. I know there's a lot that you want to get done, and I know there's a lot that you see for yourself in the future, but the universe is saying, isn't it a little heavy? Especially with everything that you've been through, especially with everything that you've walked away, that conversation that you're having within you with your intuition. Because when you look back, I'm sure that when you look back, that conversation with your intuition is, I knew some of the things that happened before they did, because I was connected to my intuition. And then there are things where you're like, I had a gut feeling, but I didn't want to face it because I was not connected to my intuition. Now you're connected to your intuition more than ever. And your intuition is telling you it's time to walk away from some things. And yeah, it might feel like a little heavy, but some of the things that that you have to walk away, that you should walk away, are things that aren't even here anymore. It's more like they'll always be there for you to visit mentally and emotionally, but physically you already walked away from that. That was another time ago. So why are we still carrying it then in our hearts and our minds if it's already gone? This feeling like you have, and I'm not saying you are like this all the time, but it might be a little bit more often now than usual, is feeling like nothing is going in your favor. That conversation is because you are not wanting to learn to see the lessons in why things happen the way they happen rather than how. Yeah, the how is very important. How things happened in the past is very important. How people moved, how people did you dirty, how just things were out of your control, how pain is out of your control sometimes and it just happens. But it's time to focus on the why now. And I know you have your moments where you do look at the why and then it doesn't seem so heavy. You have those moments, but it's like more than usual. It's more of the how. And the universe is saying it's time to look at the why so that you can gain the lesson and move forward. Because there are people around you who are looking up to you. There are people who you care about. There are responsibilities that you are getting done that can be done in a whole better way, in a healthier way, by you simply looking at the blessing and looking at why things had to happen the way they happened once upon a time. And it doesn't mean that life is just going to stop being stressful. Yeah, there are responsibilities, adult responsibilities that you have to get done. And it's almost like love is in the back burner because there are just bigger things to get done here. There's just more important things than just your heart. The universe is saying maybe in order to get everything done, in order to get the responsibilities done, the adulthood done, the things on your plate done, you have to make some room, not only with how we were talking about that earlier, but add stuff on your plate that actually make you feel good to the point where you might feel a little selfish, sure, but necessary so that you can see the future a little bit clearer, so that you can heal your inner child, you can heal the past versions of you that went through all the adversities, right, that we were talking about earlier with all the hows, so that you can really be happy and at peace and healed little by little, simply by adding maybe a new relationship, maybe a new hobby, maybe who knows, like a new outfit, a new job, you know what I mean? Adding something that makes you feel good, you know? Because it's not all work and play. It doesn't have to be that way, Ophiuchus. It doesn't. I'm not saying that you've given up on love and that part of your heart that really is yearning for love, but it's almost like you're like, oh, once I get to a certain point of my life, then I'll get it. The universe is saying, you've been through enough. I think it's time for you. You deserve this now. You deserve this now. Not only the you here and now that's watching this video, but all the versions of you that are still within you, talking and listening and speaking to the version of you now within you. They all deserve it now, not later. Not 3 years from now, not 3 months, not till the end of the year. Now. And like I said, it might come out a little aggressive, even with wanting to express what you want in love and what you really yearn for, because you've been on this non-stop train of like, all work. When it's time to play, it's like it almost comes out in this aggressive way where it's like you don't know how to communicate that in a healthy way. It's not your fault. Is it in your control? Yeah. So you can take care of it. You can handle this. And it's almost like starting from scratch is what it feels like with this whole learning how to play. It feels like, well, it's like you're learning how to play from the get-go. It's like you're learning how to play all over again, and that's okay. You have people around you who are going to inspire you how to play. Learn from the people around you with how they speak, how they love, how they go after the things they love. Learn from them, because you have a whole team around you. Like I said, you have people looking up to you, and you have people around you that you can look up to as well, in ways that they wouldn't even be able to imagine that they're able to help you in. But you're just like learning from everyone around you, right? Because you're starting from scratch. We all have a shadow. What is a shadow feeding you in your ear? Fragmentation. I think Scorpio got this card, and it's funny because earlier when I was talking about I got like a message from Scorpio's video, and I wanted to tell you to go watch Scorpio's video. So maybe you have Scorpio in your chart, or you have a Scorpio in your life. I don't know, but perhaps go watch that video. You don't have to. But you are wearing yourself too thin. You're really putting yourself out there way too much because you care, sure. But the shadow is convincing you that that's the only way that you can play, is by being there for others in a way that is for career or family or friends. Like, so much being there for others that it's almost like you're losing yourself. You are allowed to take back some of those pieces that you've given away, so that you can bring your heart back together enough to remind yourself of who you are, what you are yearning for, what you truly love, what you're grateful for, what you want to be patient for, what you know is on the way for you, and having trust and patience enough for that. Just like a dark side, we all have a light side to us too. And I think we, especially in this case, we need to really learn how to feed the light side to us a bit more, so that in order we can play, like we were talking about, play and have fun and love and find the purpose and spark in your life again. What is that for Ophiuchus here? One card. We got endless opportunities. You know, there's a beauty in overextending yourself so much, because then you start connecting with many people. You have a lot of connections. You start visiting many doors, right? As much as that can be a bad thing, if you start visiting too many doors to where you forget to kind of go back to home base and visit yourself, there's a beauty in that too, because you start exploring endless opportunities. And the light aspect of you is telling you, just like how you have endless responsibilities, when it comes up to the play, when it comes up to the love, when it comes up to the manifestation and the harvest that you know is in the horizon for you, that's endless just as much as the responsibilities. So remind yourself that. Be grateful for that, knowing that you are blessed that much, you are abundant that much, that you have plenty to play in. Plenty, and that's putting it lightly. You are rich with play. You're rich with all the beauty that comes with the mushy feeling that your heart cultivates through the 3D with people, places, or things. That happens also. You're able to see it clearly, because some of you guys might be like, well, it's hard to see that right now because of the aggression, the anger, the bitterness, the tiredness. Just, I'm tired, right? It's hard to see all that when you're just so fed up. The universe is saying it's time to align yourself. Align yourself through journaling, through a vision board. You already know all this, Ophiuchus. Through venting, through therapy, through just having that good wine and dine with a friend or even with yourself, just so that you can align with yourself, with breath work, in nature, through pets, with family, a getaway, a staycation, a vacation, in order to align yourself so that you can have that clear conversation with your intuition, so that you can clearly see the play in your life that maybe was already calling you here and there, but you were so caught up with the responsibilities, you were so caught up with the fogginess of what we were talking about, with the anger and the impatience and the heaviness of just the heavy load of life that ultimately you've been carrying because you want to carry. And it's not to say that it's a bad thing. You are very powerful and you're very strong and you have a huge heart enough to want to carry all those things, because it's not all just you that you're carrying. You're carrying a lot that's connected to a community, because once again, you have a lot of people looking up to you. You have a lot of people who care about you, who care about what you have to say, who care about what you have to feel and think and do. So imagine that. Imagine you doing this for yourself. Imagine how it's going to affect everything on your plate. It's going to bring beauty. It's going to change the atmosphere, right? You are exactly where you need to be. You are. You're evolving and you're going to continue to evolve. Evolution is like a never-ending thing for our souls. And like we spoke about earlier, it's like you've lived many, many lifetimes up until now. And you're going to continue to live many, many lifetimes. So why not live many lifetimes moving forward that are beautiful and not perfect. Nothing is perfect. We're going to have those moments within the lifetimes that are to come. But why not make the best of it by doing what we're talking about here? By collecting the parts of our heart, by removing some of the things on our plates and to make room for other things on our plate, by having more fun, by learning that the how is not what's important, it's why, when we look at the past. I love reading for you guys because it's so like clear and it's kind of like Aquarius, like you guys just, it's very easy to read for you guys. I hope you guys have an amazing solar eclipse. This weekend is going to be very powerful, so set some intentions. Do what we're talking about. If you're going to do what we're talking about any time of the month, let it be this weekend. You are loved. I am so proud of you. Keep going. I will talk to you guys again soon, okay? Bye.